In this world, a person's fate is predetermined from birth. The more horizontal lines you have above your head, the lowlier you are, the fewer, the nobler. Take little Jerry here, for example. He was born with 3 lines, and the doctor couldn't even bear to look at him. Time flew by, and Jerry grew day by day. He frowned at his reflection but was powerless to change it. One day, Jerry felt hungry, so he rushed to the cafeteria. It was full of bottom-class people like him, all with 3 lines. Their cafeteria didn't even have a door. If you wanted to eat, you had to grab a plate and press a button on the wall, and a piece of meat would pop out of a pipe. Jerry had just picked up his meat when a middle-class person with 2 lines walked by. Instinctively, Jerry stood up, gave up his seat, bowed respectfully, and quietly retreated to the doorway to eat standing up. He had barely taken a bite when another 2-liner approached and ordered Jerry to carry his bag. Jerry had no choice but to oblige. When they reached a certain room, Jerry handed the bag back, as bottom-classers weren't allowed in the VIP lounge. Feeling frustrated, Jerry headed back to his room. Halfway there, a soccer ball came flying and hit him squarely. Angered, Jerry was about to lash out, but then he saw the kid had 2 lines. Instantly, his scowl turned into a fawning smile. He wasn't even entitled to get mad. Back in his room, Jerry squatted in the corner, overcome with grievance, and fell asleep. In his dream, hordes of middle-classers bullied him relentlessly. Increasingly terrified, Jerry suddenly saw a figure appear before him, holding an eraser. The stranger gently rubbed Jerry's forehead, and just like that, one of his lines disappeared. He had become a middle-classer. Waking with a start, Jerry found it wasn't just a dream. He really did have one less line, and an eraser had materialized in his hand. Finally, a smile broke out on Jerry's face. He returned to the corridor, relishing how the bottom-classers now averted their eyes deferentially. Jerry kept walking until he finally reached the long-awaited VIP area. But the sight that greeted him was utterly unexpected. 3 top-class people, each with a single line, lounged on deck chairs while the middle-classers knelt to massage their feet, stood to rub their shoulders, or waited on hand to feed them. The rest knelt on standby. Dismayed, Jerry thought, I just barely made it to middle class, and now I have to serve others? Smirking, he whipped out his eraser and casually rubbed off one of his remaining lines. Jerry strode into the lounge, and sure enough, the middle-classers now fawned over him, kneeling to cushion his feet, bringing him juice, waiting on him hand and foot. Recalling how these 2-liners used to torment him daily, Jerry couldn't suppress a smug grin. But at that very moment, metal tubes snaked out above the heads of all the top-classers, Jerry included, and sucked them up. Minutes later, a bottom-classer with 3 lines, working in the cafeteria, pressed a button. The tube spat out a few lumps of meat. This was what had become of the top class.